Get it, girl.
Right? Okay, my name is Rachel Heston, always, and I'm here to talk about the hate crime legislation. I want you guys to all look at this picture and just think about to yourselves, who do you think is performing a hate crime? So, everyone had a moment? Okay. So on Wikipedia.org, it states in 1964, a federal civil rights law was passed that permits federal prosecution for anyone who is willingly injures, intimidates, or interferes with another person, or attempts to do so by force to the other persons because of their race, their color, religion, or national origin. Now, there are many different views on this legislation and whether or not you all personally believe in the legislation or not. For those of you that are for the legislation, you believe that this protects your equal rights. For those of you that are against the legislation, you believe that there's no way for you to serve a double life sentence. And then for those of you who are undecided, probably don't have enough information in reference to the legislation, or maybe not even know that this is in fact a legislation today. Now, if you leave with anything from my speech today, I want you guys to remember the following. Remember that everything you say could in fact be held against you, so watch with who you're joking with. Also, when speaking to people, stop and listen to them. Do not judge them before you truly know them. And also, watch to who you are speaking with and also who could be listening, because you don't want to end up paying for what you said. So by remembering these steps, you guys will never have your First Amendment taken away from you. You guys will always believe that you'll have equal rights. And last, you'll know that people who are convicted are in fact being convicted of something that they've done illegally. Myself, I deal with hate every day I step outside the door. For example, with my children. I have 2 children that are part black. And when going places, people kind of look at us differently. You can kind of see the squint in their eyes or the rotate in their head. And my children ask, why are they looking at us differently? Now, is it for me to explain to them that they're different? No. It is me to explain to them that they are not different and they deserve equal rights just as anybody else. Where I feel the legislation isn't fair is if I were to kill a police officer, homeless person, or maybe someone I worked with in the past, and I would get a lesser sentence than if I were to kill somebody who's under this legislation with those type of characteristics that I explained before. All the examples and stories that I wanted to come and tell you guys today all ended the same way. That someone gets assaulted or killed because of some rage of hate. Now, what I'm going to discuss today is why every hate crime that is committed is already a crime, how the legislation doesn't give equal rights, and how the courts can determine if someone did in fact do a hate crime, and how the jury perceives whether or not if they have or haven't. Now, if I were to assault or kill someone, that would be a crime, correct? On jddavidsonlaw.com, it states that when convicted of a first-degree murder, the maximum sentence is the death penalty. And on infolawyer.shop.ca, the maximum sentence for hate crime is also the death penalty. They're the same sentence. How can someone serve a double life sentence in one lifetime? Could this be argued or considered that this is a double jeopardy law? How is that equal rights? The hate crime legislation doesn't give equal rights, because you only are protected if you fall under one of these characteristics: race, religion, ethnicity, nationality, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or a disability. So now the law states that you can't assault someone who falls under these characteristics without being charged the maximum sentence with this death. So this law only protects certain individuals, but shouldn't the law protect all of us, not just some of us? Last, I feel that the law violates our First Amendment. If I were to yell a racist slur before assaulting or killing someone, would that mean I was now convicted of a hate crime? But isn't saying what I want to say already an amendment? I feel that I should be able to say what I want to say, whenever I want to say, without people judging me or disagreeing with my own beliefs. If I were to kill someone, I should be given the maximum sentence, no matter what. If I were to perform a hate crime, or if I were to kill someone, just give me the maximum sentence. That's what is right. In conclusion, I discussed how every hate crime offense is already a crime, explained why the legislation doesn't give equal rights, and how the courts can determine what is a hate crime. Those of you who were here for the legislation know that the law doesn't give equal rights. For those of you against, still know that there's no way for you to serve a double sentence. And for those of you that are undecided, have formed your own opinion on the legislation, and now knows that there's no need for this legislation to be in place today. Remember that everything you say can be held against you. Try to stop and listen to others before you judge them. And keep your eyes and ears open, because you never know who is listening. You never know who is listening or watching what you're doing, and you don't want to end up paying for what you said but truly didn't mean. I shared this today so that you all could understand our laws and hope that one day this could be different. So now I want all of you to look at this picture again. Do you now see something different?